What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here with the Awesemo DFS channel, talking some USFL Week 4. But before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. We're also brought to you today by Prize Picks, and if you've never heard of Prize Picks, these are daily prop-based contests where you can make lineups with up to 5 players picking over and unders on various statistical categories, and you can make up to 10 extra entry fee. Now, if you use the promo code Awesemo, you're going to get a first match deposit bonus up to $100. And if you click the link in the description to this video, you can get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. So they're rolling out the red carpet. Prize Picks has so many deals for you. Make sure to check them out this week. Diving into this, we like to start with the quarterback position. And with that, we typically talk about stacks. It's a really interesting week here. The quarterback one, Brian Scott, for the Philadelphia Stars, he's away from the team right now due to injury. He actually got hurt in their most recent game. So that allowed Case Kubis to come in and play most of the second half, got 55% of the snaps, but he played well. He completed 13 of 20 passes for 146 yards in the score, 2 rush attempts as well. He's extremely cheap, under $7K on DraftKings. So he's a player that you can easily slot into lineups. And this is the pass heaviest team in the league. Now, they're a 1-point underdog this week, not making too much of that. They're going to throw it so much that it probably doesn't matter. And when you're looking to stack Kubis, the number one option, at least the safest option, is Jordan Sewell. Behind him, you've had a lot of injuries. So this is a depth chart in flux, but Sewell has played a majority of the snaps all 3 weeks this year, which we can't say about the other players. So I think he's the safest, but if you're looking for other options, you could maybe look at tight end Bug Howard, who's taken on a larger role. DeAndre Overton's played most of the snaps, and Devin Gray appears to be returning from injury. So those are some other stacking options to look at with Brian Cook. The other main stacking team, I would say, is the New Orleans Breakers, where you have Kyle Sloter, who's been battling some injuries himself. But on the year, Sloter's been pretty solid when we just look at quarterback stats. He's averaging 5.8 yards per attempt and completing 60% of his passes. He's also mobile when he's not banged up, and that's been a little bit contentious recently. His rushing attempts went from 4 to 1 to 1 in the last 2 weeks due to the injury. But this is one of the better teams in the league, and he appears to be getting healthier. He's also pretty easy to stack. They're basically using the same 3 receivers right now. Johnny Dixon's actually the player that leads the league in receiving, but he's very, very close in terms of opportunity to a couple other players on his team. Jonathan Adams had been this monster previously, and so far in the year, Johnny Dixon has 25 targets to Jonathan Adams' 18. We can also look to tight end Sal Cannella, who's actually 4th in the league overall with 20 targets. Johnny Dixon, his 25 ranks 3rd. So there's a lot of condensed opportunity here for the Breakers. And last quarterback we'll mention, we'll go to New Jersey Generals, where we have DeAndre Johnson. This is maybe a GPP play. He's been splitting time with Luis Perez through most of the year. But in the second half of week 3, DeAndre Johnson took every single snap. This is a guy who has elite dual threat capability. Think of him like the Lamar Jackson of the USFL. And he's leading the league not only in yards per rush attempt, but yards per pass attempt as well, albeit on a small sample. But this is the run heaviest team in the league. When we can get a dual threat of DeAndre Johnson's capabilities, we need to consider him at least for tournaments. Probably not the guy I would look to stack. For running backs, there's a couple players to really mention here, and the one that stands out the most is Mark Thompson. He is leading all runners, running backs that is, in yards per rush attempt. And the craziest thing here, yards after contact for Mark Thompson, that's better than the next best rusher's yards per rush attempt. So he is an elite category here. And we look at the opportunity, it is slowly rising for the Gamblers running back. He went from 13 carries to 16 to 24. Dalen Dawkins has all been phased out. His opportunities are decreasing. So it appears to me, Mark Thompson, not only the most efficient rusher in this league, but also the player with the most opportunity. Another potential runner to look at is New Orleans Breakers back Jordan Ellis. TJ Logan was released. He was their scat back pass catcher early in the season. They did use Larry Rose in that capacity last week, but he was only on the field about 20% of the snaps, just not very much opportunity. When we look at Jordan Ellis, his carries have gone from 18 to 21 to 25, and now he's actually taken on some of that pass catching role. So as far as a running back with a secure workload, Jordan Ellis is the man. And last name I want to mention here, we could potentially be looking at pass catching back Paul Terry again here. Darnell Holland was left on the inactive list for Philadelphia. Paul Terry had 9 targets in their most recent game. Matt Colburn is practicing. Just know that he did play last week. Limited snaps. They ran out Paul Terry. Majority of the snaps, routes, targets, carries, you name it. He did it. So he's a GPP option to monitor here. But those are going to be your top USFL Week 4 DFS plays. My name is Matt Gajewski on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.